Right there. It's like it goes up and squares. The floor might actually raise there a little, so be careful. Hello, how's everyone doing? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. My name is Rachel Wakeman. I'm the director here at Madron Gallery. Welcome. Is it people's first time? All right, excellent. A couple. Welcome to Madron. So here at Madron, you'll kind of see it's a unique gallery space for Chicago. The family that owns Madron 20 years ago started exhibiting historical work, but also supporting contemporary artists. So we have a long history of working with both. So if you have any questions after the talk about the American Impressionism or the modernism, etc., I'm your gal. Also about anything in here. We've been working together a while. But we're very excited to have you here tonight for Synthesize. Each artist is going to talk about 10 minutes about their work and their process, and after each artist, there will be answering questions, and then again at the end. No pressure. All right, is everybody ready? This is being recorded for prosperity. It will be on YouTube later, so hey, because Alex and I, after one of these go, we should have done that. Oops. So, you will hear the golf downstairs, because there's a party going on downstairs. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to apologize if the ceiling starts rumbling. It's because they installed the AC unit wrong, so nothing I can do about it. All right, Margie's going to start. No pressure till you set it to YouTube later.
There's also a volume on the thing if you want to turn up the volume on the thingy. On the
Check. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to the show, to the talk. We're all friends. You can probably see that in our banter with each other. But this is the first time all four of us have shown together. Let's see. We're all musicians. Independently, not together. I was hoping we were going to perform for you guys, but there was not enough time to work that out. So sorry about that. And I don't know where to start. I could start with this little record store I built that's over on this wall. It's 1979. My mom was in the hospital. She couldn't get out to buy my brother a birthday present and handed me money. And I went straight to the record store and I bought Damn the Torpedoes and Pat Benatar's first record, and the Rockets, and I can't tell you what they sang. I think they were from Detroit, and I was too. So it was the moment that I felt like I belonged, because I could hand it was like $5.99 per album at the time. And it was also a time, because my mom was ill, that I was gaining a little independence, even though it was a little scary step forward, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen in my life. But music became really powerful for me. I felt like I was part of something that understood me as I listened to Tom Petty lyrics. And I bought that for my brother, but I really bought it for me. And I still have that album. All my work is about something I'm processing at the time. And sometimes when I'm building it, I don't know what I'm processing. I often don't know what I'm processing as I'm building it. I just start. I start with something. Maybe I'm hearing a song in my head, or maybe I have a piece of material I want to build with. The swimming pool over behind Joe here. Wave to everyone, Joe. Joe's another artist. He showed here. We met during a group show last year. The swimming pool was the pool that I learned how to swim at. It was in Livonia, Michigan. It doesn't exist anymore. It's before the internet, so there weren't a lot of reference photos I could find. I just had to go from memory. And it was not only where I learned how to swim, but it was where I could spend $1 on the shittiest food and be so excited about it. It was where I learned how to play mini golf. It's where I learned how to play tennis. I had independence. It was where I first heard AC/DC. I'm like, what am I listening to? It's amazing. I need more of this. It was where I fell in love for a day with the lifeguard or that kid over there who's mean to me. Or I'd spend every day there in the summer if it wasn't raining. And I was building that pool during an event that was happening in my studio building called PRF. And Steve Albini started this group of sound engineers and musicians that got together online, talked to each other, and started becoming friends, and then started throwing barbecues that were fundraisers, and these still happen, in Chicago, and they were happening in my building. And the first year it happened in my building, this person kept coming into my studio and she's like, I'm sorry, I just keep coming back to this pool. I can't stop looking at it. It reminds me of the pool I learned how to swim in. And I said, where are you from? And she's like, well, I'm from Michigan. I'm like, where are you from? And she's like, I'm from Livonia, Michigan. And I'm like, that's CB. That's CB Swim Club. And we figured out we were in the pool at the same time. And that felt magical, because I'm trying to build work that involves everybody else. It's about me. I think the more personal it is, the more universal it becomes. So if I can keep it open enough for someone else to insert their story, I feel like I did the thing I'm trying to do. So her coming in and telling me that story, I was like, it's working. It's working. I'm trying to keep it open so everybody else can either think of that dream they couldn't quite remember, or be like, that's my brother's room, or whatever memory it taps into. I'm hoping that it's an invitation for the viewer to get into their own memories, to tap into their own past or fantasy or wherever it leads you. I guess I'll open it up to questions here.
You said how you start each project. How did you originally come across micro miniature work?
I've always liked small things.
Okay.
I've always collected small things. I've always loved architecture. I've loved model making as a kid. I was not into dolls, but I was into doll houses, structure, Lego, erector sets. I liked my brother's toys more than my sister's toys. I thought his G.I. Joe was fascinating because of his kung fu grip and this texture on G.I. Joe's beard. I thought it was, and it was so masculine, and I was in love with all my brother's friends. That's why he wouldn't let me play with them. I'm like, can I come? It's like, no. So it's always been there. And then my background is in textile design, and there was a wood shop in my basement growing up, so I was always in there. Either watching my dad or sneaking in there and working by myself with the tools I wasn't allowed to use, making little toys, and then it was very organic for me.
Cool.
The love of architecture is so visible in your work. Do you do renderings of things like the record store or the CD pool? And if so, may I have all of them?
I don't.
You don't just. So how does it begin?
I start with a little part of it. It might be a pattern on the floor. It might be a year of the albums that came out. But I don't generally draw the interiors out. I might sketch the exteriors out, not plan on it, put it away for a while. 2 years later, build something, flip through a book and be like, oh, that's what I drew here 2 years ago. I'm not mindfully latching on to the outcome. I'm just letting it work its way till it doesn't need me anymore. But I don't attach myself to what it's gonna end up looking like. You were gonna ask me something.
Oh, it's going back to Livonia there, and maybe carry it a little bit further. and you're in the pool maybe at the same time,
Yes.
and sometimes you swallow water, maybe you hear it spit.
I can't prove it, but I guess we could have some tests done.
I don't think it's that accurate yet.
I'll ask Ann Hensley. Yes,
Do your exteriors also have, are they in conversation with the interiors?
they
or
are,
they something different?
yes. So for example, the pool, the oak exterior is a nod to the window at the food court that rolled. It's kind of like a rolling window, and then the fabric on the top is a nod to the mini golf. And then the circle, inside the pool, there were these lights at night. And I'd always, as soon as the sun would set, those would go on, and I thought it was almost like being outside a submarine. And I'd go under and thought it was fascinating. Yes.
Do you have these stories documented or somewhere?
Some of them, I do.
Each piece?
Yeah, some of them I do.
On your website?
No. Maybe on Instagram or Facebook, when I post a picture, I'll talk about things that I like to write about each one after I build it, because I start to find out more about myself as I write about
So
it.
you have them?
I
It's
do.
like a
I do have them.
statement
I
for
do
each
want to
piece.
put them all together and make them into something,
Yeah.
because they teach me about me.
A coffee table.
Yeah, something, just some, it's like a snapshot, and it's a moment where I go, oh, I'm processing that moment, or I finally realized the connection between this and that. Like one big connection here is, I was 6 years old, my dad was fixing the lawnmower, he asked me to pass tools to him, we were on the garage floor, he took the entire thing apart. He was a mechanical engineer, patience of a saint. My mom had all the impatience, and I kind of, red lines, some fine lines to cross. Balance beam. But I said to my dad, what's wrong with the lawnmower? And he said, well, I think it's the way the oil's feeding the motor. And I said, well, then why did you take the whole thing apart? And he said, well, to fully understand something, you have to look at it from all perspectives. And I was like, and it washed over me in every aspect of life. Like, it's how I understood the kid who got in trouble next to me in school every day for swearing, or it was how I studied. It was how I understood the neighbors down the street. It was everything. It was a how I understood cultures. Like I suddenly could, like, bird's eye view, and instead of like prejudging someone, I could just gather and see, and it formed my whole life. And 2 years of making work like this, I've been making work like this for, 15 years? 2 years into it, all of a sudden it hit me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm making multiple perspectives. I'm reteaching the lesson that my dad taught me to change my life. I'm reteaching myself. I guess I'm offering that lesson to any viewer. But that was a big, like, epiphany moment after building. I think I probably built like 35 sculptures, and then it hit me one day. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing Dad's lesson. And it also made me go, I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Does your brother still have his copy of Damn Torpedoes?
He does. He does.
And do you steal it? No, I'm just kidding.
I might. I'm gonna see him next week. He also has my baseball card collection, which I keep asking him for. Okay, we're moving on to Lucie. Lucie Van der Elst.